Hi, I'm Peggy, and my life before I came to Bay Recovery was very miserable. I was extremely depressed. I was going through a bitter, heartbreaking divorce. I had a bad accident. I fell off my roof and was on all kinds of pain medicine. And my life generally existed. I just laid in bed pretty much for 2.5 years, crying every day. I tried to take my life 4 times, but luckily God intervened each time and somebody found me and called an ambulance and they brought me back to life. It seemed like when they bring me back to life I would actually be angry about it because I didn't have a will to go on anymore. I was just so broken from everything. And then I was lucky enough that an intervention came to my condo on my daughter's behalf. And when they seen the state that I was in, they also offered me a scholarship to come to Bay Recovery. And within just like a couple of days, it seemed like to me, everything just started. I just started feeling better, getting out of the whole atmosphere I was in. It was a very structured atmosphere here, very friendly. The people, wonderful. The staff was wonderful. It was good to talk to people that were in the same boat that I was. It's terrible when you have no direction in your life and then all of a sudden you're in this wonderful, beautiful place. Like I found myself in California laying beside a beautiful built-in swimming pool having a barbecue, which I wouldn't even been able to ask God for such a thing. I didn't even know such a place even existed. And it seemed as time was going by, I just felt less and less depressed just being around the people and everything. You just start coming out of your shell, and it seemed like within just like a month I felt like a totally different person. And now here it is months later and I'm getting ready to go home tomorrow and I just have a whole new outlook on life. I'm glad to be alive. Every day is precious to me, and I don't haven't felt this happy in like 5-10 years, and it just feels good to not have that weight on my chest of just drowning in sorrow like that. It was the most awful thing for me my whole life, and I just couldn't get better. No matter what I tried to go to a psychiatrist, like nothing just didn't work, and I just wasted 3 years laying in bed, and now it's like I'm just really happy right now, and I feel really free for the first time in my life. And I like that this is a dual diagnostic place because they're treating the underlying cause was the depression, and I suffered from post-traumatic stress syndrome. So once he started addressing that, then he just started addressing the drug problem I was having, and next thing I knew I was just like medically compliant, which was a whole new ball game for me. And he definitely helped me with all my back problems, and I'm just really grateful for it because I just have a whole new life now, a whole new outlook, and I just know my life's going to be wonderful. And that's just a really good feeling, knowing that everything's good. And I'm really grateful to Bay Recovery and Dr. Rand, who's been a wonderful doctor to me. And I'm thankful for all the staff here. Most of all, I'm thankful to God that he sent me to such a place. I do believe it's a little bit of heaven here. Uh, when I was spending 3 years in bed, like literally I was in bed for 3 years, I would either go through these sleep patterns where I would either sleep constantly, or then I would go through phases of not sleeping at all. It was like these patterns. I would like sleep on and off for 2 weeks. Then I would just not sleep at all for 2 or 3 weeks, which really drove me crazy. I'd rather sleep the day away than be having sleep deprivation. And Dr. Rand really addressed that issue, and I can actually say now, I actually go to bed at 11 o'clock, and I actually get up at 6:30, and that's like a whole new ball game for me, like to actually just lay down and go to sleep. I guess because I'm actually maybe a little bit tired from the day instead of laying in bed all day. So like, I think that fell into play, like maybe within the first 2 or 3 weeks, like I said, everything changed within 30 days. I was just acting more and more like a normal person. And that really like threw me off guard because I wasn't used to being a normal person. But it feels good to just go to bed at a normal bedtime and get up with the birds, so to speak. Like, I really like my sleep habits now. I really, really am grateful for that. When intervention came to my house for my daughter, um, they came like the 24th of September 2008, and we did the actual intervention for her on September 28th. Um, it was right before that they asked me to come. They knew that my depression was really bad and I was having a problem with everything, with drugs, everything. My life was just a total mess. And when they asked me to come for a second, I was hesitant about it. I was like, when they're like, you want to go to California, and we were leaving in 5 minutes. Like, normally I'd have to pack if I was going to somewhere a couple months, let alone California. I literally, after being hesitant for a minute, I just thought, what could be worse than going back to what I am, live how my life is. And then I was like, okay. And just within 5 minutes of that, I actually was in a van on my way to the Philadelphia airport. And I thank God that I just said, okay. You know, I was just so down and out. Like, at any time, like, anything would have been helpful for me. But I never thought it would do this for me. I never thought that. So I'm definitely glad I was only hesitant for a minute. And I'm glad I got in the van and came to California with nothing but the clothes on my back.